Hey, I'm your host Ace here with Philly Fan Sports, and today we have a lot to talk about. A lot of things happening, good, bad, and indifferent for the Philadelphia Eagles. But we got a few safeties to talk about. We got a pass rusher to talk about. We have a Dallas quarterback, and we have Quez Watkins to talk about. All here with the Philly Fan Sports. Let's go.
Hold on, wait a minute. Y'all thought I was finished? Hold on, wait a minute. Y'all thought I was finished?
All right, so first, we have a few safeties. We're still trying to work on that other safety that will be beside C.J. Gardner-Johnson. Of course, as of right now, we do have the blank man, Blankenship, back being a safety with C.J. Gardner-Johnson. But as of right now, it looks like we are looking for a more veteran safety to actually play with C.J. Gardner-Johnson. As of right now, we are linked to Micah Hyde of the Buffalo Bills. Justin Simmons of the Denver Broncos. Both of those guys were released by their teams previously. What do I think about Micah Hyde? I really like Micah Hyde. Micah Hyde has been a Pro Bowl caliber safety for the longest. He was like one of the big guys in regards to like the back end that made that Buffalo defense really what it was. Him and his partner both were Pro Bowl safeties. But I really like Micah Hyde. If we could get Micah Hyde, now this is the problem with Micah Hyde. If we were to get Micah Hyde, he's in the 30 up club, right? And I hate to make it seem like, being over 30 is a bad thing. But in the NFL, they try to make it to be a bad thing, right? It is not a sexy thing because they always try to find younger talent that would actually play on a cheaper price tag, right? And possibly give you roughly around the same production. But for me, I really like Micah Hyde. But would Micah Hyde be my first pick? I would not say he would be, right? I personally still would like Justin Simmons over Micah Hyde, only due to Justin Simmons previously playing with Vic Fangio back in Denver. But would I want Justin Simmons as well? As of right now, I still wouldn't want Justin Simmons as well, right? Because he would also be a one-year rental, and we would look at two safeties that both will be just 1 year kind of guys, and we won't probably sign them again to another extension the same way we did Kevin Byard, right? Like we only looking at these older veteran safeties, which is a good thing, but the problem with it is you only gonna get them for a year or maybe a possible 2 years, right? The guy who I'm going to talk about next is somebody I really want us to go check out, really look into. Younger guy, and he is on the incline. He's not coming down. He hasn't, his best years haven't been behind him. So I do believe that his future is bright moving forward. This guy is Julian Blackman, 6 foot, 200-pound safety, drafted by Indianapolis Colts back in 2020 from Utah. Okay, so he has had a really good, solid career up to this point, even though back in 2021 torn Achilles. 2023 last year he played 15 out of the 17 games, so he is durable. Like I said, he still did miss 2 games. 88 tackles, 5 tackles for loss, 0 touchdowns given up. 0 touchdowns given up. 0. That's the most important part. 0 touchdowns given up, 8 pass breakups, 4 interceptions, and 354 yards given up, and he is a solid tackler. Why would I want us to go look at this guy, possibly bringing him in to come play for the Philadelphia Eagles? Youth. He's a younger guy. Like I said, he just was drafted in 2020. And this will be his 4th season, in the NFL. So he will be a young, good prospect moving forward for the Eagles. If we can get him on a multi-year deal moving forward, get him at a really cheaper rate, even though he wouldn't be a Micah Hyde or Justin Simmons. Will he reach the heights that they have reached in the past? I'm not sure, but is he going to be a young guy that we already can kind of see he's still on the uptick? He's still someone that still has a little bit more growing to do, but he is a solid guy that we can have back there. Him and GJ have Blankenship as a backup safety, as someone who we can bring in if one of those guys go down. I totally would like that, but as of right now, I would look at him as being my number one guy to go get. And like I said, we have seen, some reports saying that the Eagles are looking into him. So I hope that we do, because, of course, with us working with Indy, we do have some familiarity with the Colts and everything else. A tough word for me just now, but we are familiar with them, and we definitely, this would be someone who I would want us to actually go try to get. But out of those three, just Junior will be my number one, Justin will be my number two, and Micah would be my number three if I had to rank the safeties that I would like to go get for the Eagles. Okay. Now, moving on, we have some Hassan Reddick news. So we currently have two teams that are really in pursuit for Hassan Reddick. Number one is the Falcons. And the number two team is the Arizona Cardinals. Now, what do I believe that we will get for Hassan Reddick? With how we pushing back his $1 million, in regards to signing bonus and all that other kind of stuff like that he was supposed to be paid, I do believe that he will actually go to the Cardinals. If you guys don't remember, the Cardinals actually were the teams that actually drafted him when he first came out. And I do believe that, him having the familiarity in regards to that area, that location, in one of his best years was with our defense coordinator, who is now the actual head coach for the Arizona Cardinals. So I do believe that if I had to guess, that would be his number one pick if he had to pick, I believe. But like I said, the Falcons is right there on the heels. The Falcons are a young team. The Falcons are looking for someone that is a really dynamic pass rusher, because they currently do not have that. And he played in the division, at least for a year with the Carolina Panthers, so he's pretty familiar with the actual division as well. You know what I'm saying? So those are the two teams that currently are looking for his services. And as of right now, I do believe that Arizona would be one and Atlanta will be two. The next thing, compensation. What are we looking for? I believe if we can get a third-round pick for Hassan Reddick, I do believe that would be a good thing. Of course, I would like a second, but I don't believe that we would get a second. I do believe a third would be possible, just due to he's had 10 sacks every year for the last 3-4 seasons. You know what I'm saying? Minimum. So that isn't a guy to where you're just like, okay, well, hey, do we need him? He didn't drop off, right? Now, of course, you want to say, hey, yeah, well, he didn't have a particularly great season last year, right? The first 4 games, remember, he had that cast on his hand, so he wasn't, first 4 to 5 games, he had a cast on his hand, so he wasn't, he didn't have all the moves and everything else that he usually would have. But once he got that cast off, he got his first sack after he got the cast off, and he just went up from there. So, did he drop off? No, he didn't drop off. It just was, I think that as of right now, of course, with us already signing, Bryce Huff and signing Sweaty back, it isn't really that much of a room. And are you going to pay him $22 to $25 million? I think that's what he's currently looking for. I don't believe we will, because we're not. We've already, basically paid someone for the same salary that we basically gave him 3 years ago, right? So we're not doing that. So, hey, you know what? Hassan Reddick is a really good guy. I really like Hassan Reddick, but I would prefer him to go to the Arizona Cardinals if he had to, but, I really wish we would send him to an AFC team, to be honest with you. You know what I'm saying? Because at some point, we're going to see the Falcons, and at some point, I do believe we might see the Arizona Cardinals. I think that they'll be a little bit better this year. Will we see them in the playoffs? I don't believe so. I don't believe that we have them on our schedule this year, but I hope we can send them to the AFC, but I doubt it, because these are the only two teams that are really, from my understanding, reaching out about Hassan Reddick, okay? So, do I want him to go? No, but is it a business? Yes. So, hey, Hassan Reddick is being real, but I do believe Arizona will be the one that actually pulls the trigger, all right? Also, the Philadelphia Eagles have also signed Will Grier from the Dallas Cowboys. Used to be a former Dallas Cowboys quarterback, and this is a direct signing, I believe, just from our offensive coordinator, Kellen Moore, who, of course, Will Greer is used to him. They're both used to each other because they both worked together in the past for the stinking Dallas Cowgirls. Okay, so is it a great pickup? Yeah, it's decent. Will he be the number 2 quarterback? I don't believe so because we're trying to get Kenny Pickett to be our number 2 already. So I do believe that Will Greer will be the number 3 quarterback, or he could just be a camp body. I'm not really sure about that, but I do believe if we had to have a number 3 quarterback, that he would be the number 3 quarterback. So Dallas, you know what? You suck. I still hate you. And Will Greer, we'll see. Of course. So now, one of your favorite wide receivers, Quez Watkins, has been signed to the Pittsburgh Steelers. Get the hell out of here. You haven't done anything for the Philadelphia Eagles. I mean, you haven't done much of anything, to be honest with you. Like the last few years since we had you, like, are you one of the fastest guys on the team? Yes, you might be the fastest guy on the team, at that point. But the production that we had at the number 3 spot for our wide receivers has just been slack. It has been one of the worst positions on our team for the last 3 years. We haven't had a good number 3 wide receiver. Now, of course, last 2 years we had AJ and Devontae on the outside, but we do not have a competent number 3 slot wide receiver. Like, it just hasn't worked out for him. Everything that he wants to do is just go run fast. Can he catch? No. Do he fight for 50-50 balls? No. Did we use him correctly? I don't know if we did or did not, because also just you got to remember, like, the coaching that he had as well wasn't the best coaching. With our offense that we ran last year, it was like high school, elementary, like, offense. So it wasn't the best. Everything was the same. We really didn't give a whole lot of different looks to teams. Horrible motion, no motion. So I mean, was Quez Watkins a good slot? He really wasn't. He just was a body, and just get rid of that guy. So I'm happy that he went to Pittsburgh. Go over there with Russ and go over there with Justin Fields and have fun. Okay. All right, and this is breaking news as well, that the NFL has just banned / outlaw the hip drop for defense. How do I feel about this? If I am a defensive player, please give me some more money, because y'all really want me to do a job that it seems like y'all really don't want me to do. Like, everything is in the offense favor. Like, how am I supposed to do my job? My job as a defensive player is, 1, stop the other team from running the ball, catching the ball, whatever, right? So that's, make tackles, that's knocking the ball down, that's, getting turnovers and those kinds of things, right? Sacking the quarterback, of course, right? Get tackles for losses. Like, those are what we expect for a defense to do. But you have to basically sack a quarterback, make sure that a pillow is under him, give him a blanket. Like how do you want people to play football on the defense side of the ball if you can't play football? Like, I don't understand all of these rules. I mean, if you're a parent right now, why would you want your child to play on the defensive side of the ball? Why? Like, all of the guys who are on the offensive side of the ball getting all the commercials, they're getting all the fanfare, they're putting up all the points, the game is skewed to them. Like, why would you even want to play on the defensive side of the ball at all? Like, and don't get me wrong, I understand the hip tackle. I mean, the hip drop. I understand it. But when you have a man and you're trying to bring him down, how else are you going to bring him down? Like, pull him down by any means necessary. Get him on the ground. You know what I'm saying? And with all of these rules going against the defense, like, I don't understand it. So this is supposed to be a 15-yard penalty as well as a fine and some other things, right? It's the horse collar tackle, trying to pull a guy down from the back from his shoulder pads, and it's the Roy Williams rule, right? Like, when he basically broke T.O.'s leg and that kind of thing back in the days. But still, I understand that, yes, is it hard to get a guy down on the ground? No diddy, right? But at the same time, your job is to get a guy down on the ground, and you guys do not want me to do that as by any means necessary. And how am I supposed to get the guy down when you just want me to just basically play 7-on-7 football. Like, this is ridiculous. You know what I'm saying? So, do I enjoy the rule? No. Do I understand the rule? I guess. I mean, they want the offense players to stay on the field and make all the money and everything else, but this is bad if I'm a defensive guy. So it is what it is. They banned it, and so we all just have to kind of live with it. As I'm a defensive guy, I love defense, so that's why the Eagles' defense last year just kind of really rubbed me the wrong way. No Diddy again, and just kind of made me feel bad just about our team as a whole. It just was a bad defense last year. So hopefully this year we get Vic Fangio in here, get this thing together, go get Julian Blackmon, and get him and C.J. Gardner-Johnson to partner up in that secondary, and let's go. Let's get this defense together. Let's make some things happen. Let's get back to the Super Bowl. Let's get back to where we belong, on the podium with the actual trophy this time. Okay. We just gave the last one away to Patrick Mahomes, and now he's a 3-time Super Bowl champion, right? So let's do what we got to do, man. And like I said, please like, comment, subscribe. All comments are good comments. I promise you I will respond to comments. And, welcome back to Philly Fan Sports 2024 season. And I'm your host, Ace. Peace. Be easy.